have had happen in the post-Janus world is the lower court's understanding of the Janus rule kind of fracture, right? So if you are to file one of these cases in the Ninth Circuit, you're likely to have the Ninth Circuit say, well, you know, you guys are arguing about like a card, and that kind of sounds like a contract. And if it's a contract, then we're not even going to apply the Janus case. It's this crazy backdoor. We're not even, we're going to ignore it, right? Pretty egregious. But there are other circuits, like the Seventh Circuit, the Sixth Circuit, the Third Circuit, that have reached different results, looking at the exact same cases and the exact same rules. And so that's part of the basis for all those cases that I mentioned that we have pending at the U.S. Supreme Court, is telling the High Court, hey, look, your First Amendment rights right now as a U.S. citizen depend on geography. If you bring one of these cases in California, you're going to get a different result probably than you would get in Illinois. And that's untenable. And that's a very strong basis, arguably the primary basis, to argue for the Supreme Court to take a case. And so that's exactly what's going on right now. And so I do think that we do need to have a post-Janus case because, again, maybe predictably, the unions did not take Janus's effect on their power or the politicians lying down. And they've stepped in and really done everything they can to thwart that case. And so, God willing, we'll have one of these cases that we have pending at the U.S. Supreme Court granted in the fall, and then we'll be able to take this back to the justices and say, hey, you know what you were trying to do back in 2018? Yeah, they didn't do what you wanted them to do, and we need you to step in and clarify and strengthen this standard.